Welcome, my name is Nick, and this is Nick's Fort. And today I'm gonna share with you guys some tips to level up your production. These are like producer tips, and I'm bringing you along on a shoot that we're doing for Timberland Pro. Should be pretty dope. So one of the first tips I want to share with you guys is that when you're shooting and you're not where you live, so you're shooting in a different location, you might need extra gear. And I encourage you to shop around so you can look online, maybe lensrentals.com, borrow lenses, and see how much it costs to rent your gear, but also look for a local option. And I usually do like 2 different places and kind of price shop. I'll pick the cheaper one, but one thing to consider that's super important is that if you rent from a local establishment like this place, right? One, you don't have to deal with shipping gear back or gear coming to you and maybe not all of it being there. We can check all the gear is here. And then 2, you come to a place like this. This is a power tip. So powerful that it blasted my shades off my head. This power tip is that you can ask these guys for a list of camera assistants or photo assistants in the area, and that'll save you so much time. All that time you can spend chilling or doing vlogging or something.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Ah! So the next tip is related to getting the proper releases signed for your production. So when you're doing a shoot, especially if you're doing it for a client, you need location releases, property releases, which are, you know, kind of synonymous, and you need model releases. So gotta get those signed wherever you are. Property releases, you need to have 2 different situations where you get them. One is to get the release on the actual property you're shooting on to get permission to shoot on that location. The other one is for a brand. So today we're shooting with Buzzard Construction. If Timberland Pro wants to shout them out in their social media, mention them in the video, anything like that, we need permission to mention that brand, which is a property. So you get a release for that also. And then you need model releases for your models. So getting a release for your models is super important. I have releases I've been using for a long time that I will share with you guys, and I'll actually put together a pack for you guys of producer documents, and I'll link it below, and it'll probably be like 15 bucks, but if you get it, you're gonna save a ton of time, especially if you're doing shoots. And actually any size shoot, you wanna do those releases, even if it's small, because then you have more flexibility in that footage and how you can use it if you're using it in advertising. So it's super, super important. And there'll be other documents which we will get to as we move further into this production. Another pro tip when you're shooting on location is to rent an Airbnb. So we rented this dope ass Airbnb for way less than a hotel. And we've got a photographer, myself, our digital tech, and our photo assistant. We're all in here, we all have our own rooms. We have tons of room for our gear. We have room for our dope vehicle in this garage that we can park in. So renting an Airbnb, you can save a ton of money on your production costs and add a ton of value. Another thing that you're gonna wanna have when you're doing a shoot is a call sheet. And what a call sheet is a one-stop shop for all the information for the shoot. So it's gonna have a synopsis of what you're gonna do for the day, like a schedule. It's gonna have the call time for everyone who's involved. It's gonna have phone numbers and contact info for everyone who's involved. It's gonna have the closest hospital. It's gonna have the weather. It has all this information. And I actually have a template call sheet that you guys can use, and that will be part of my producer document pack. I'm not gonna show you the call sheet for this production because it has a lot of sensitive information that I can't share with you. But basically you make this call sheet and you send it out at the latest the night before the shoot, at the earliest, you know, maybe a week or something. I would probably do it maybe a day or two before if you can. And it's gonna have all the information for everyone, and it makes your life as a producer a lot easier, and it gives a lot of people the ability to take the power into their own hands in terms of fixing problems if they need to talk to someone, finding out when they need to be places, and it kind of keeps everyone on the same page. Super, super, super important. We just wrapped the production with Timberland Pro. It went fantastic. We created a ton of really cool photos and also video that paired with that. It was so much fun. I hope you guys learned a lot on this journey. I have one more thing to share with you guys. So everyone else is gone. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm offloading some footage here, and I was thinking about the one last document that you might need when you're doing a production, and it is a contract between yourself or your business with any of the subcontractors that you're hiring to work for you. So for this shoot, I had a photo assistant, I had the photographer, I had a digital tech, I had some models. So all those people needed to sign a contract with me because I'm paying them to be on this production working with me. And that contract is going to outline how much I pay them. It's gonna outline any criteria that they need to meet in terms of insurance. It's gonna outline all this legal stuff between us, and it's gonna make it very clear as to what is to happen between us. And so I worked really, really hard on this contract over the last, I don't know, I guess 10 years. And I've worked back and forth with my lawyer to amend it as things progress and as things come up. So having a really good contract for vendors, so anyone you hire, any subcontractors you hire, is really, really, really important. So that will be included in the producer pack. And actually, why don't I just meet you guys at the airport and we can wrap it up there. Whew. We're at the airport. I want to talk to you really quick about the producer pack before you take off. That pack's gonna have 4 documents in it. It's gonna have the model release, the property release, the call sheet template, and a contract for subcontractors, for vendors, for the people you hire template. And you can use all those documents to further legitimize your production. Whether you're doing a small production, medium, or big, you're gonna need those documents, and you should use them early on and get used to that, implement that into your best practices for your production. It's gonna make you a lot more professional. It's gonna cover your booty in all the situations where you need your booty covered. And honestly, I've put so much time into these documents over like 10 years, and I've worked with my lawyer, and I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars getting these things dialed in, and I'm gonna give them to you guys for 15 bucks. So that's like a super killer deal. If someone gave these to me for 15 bucks when I started out, I would be so amped. So if you wanna be legit, use these documents, but I would also encourage you to make them your own. Look at them, read them, learn them, consult with the lawyer yourself to make sure that they work for you where you live and the laws that you have to abide by and how you're gonna use the footage. So I highly encourage doing your research on these documents also. Don't just take mine and use them as your own fully. You know, make sure they're gonna work for you. And yeah, if you found this helpful, please share this with someone else who will find it helpful. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Today I'm gonna share with you guys some really critical producer tips some tips for how to make your productions. I can kind of see your reflection in my ND filter. To level up your game when you're on set and when you're shooting. These are producer tips and they're super valuable. Well, this is Chris.
Hey guys, here's a perfect example where the shutter speed's 1/8. You never want to do this for any reason. Hey guys, we're back here again. We're getting coffee now because Nick's an addict, and